Hi, welcome to Module 1 of the Sociology of Medicine. Um, as we begin the class, you're going to see that for each of the modules, you have information here, as well as the video I'm recording for you. At times, I'll ask you to go on and look at videos and look at sites, but in general, and there are times in the course that I will be going over some of the PowerPoint slides with you that basically summarize your chapter and cover some additional points. But for this particular class, I'm not going to spend too much time on the PowerPoints at all, though they are located and you will have seen them below this, and they do give you a fairly good background of epidemiology, some information on the issues coming into place. But for this class, we're going to focus on the information here in the module. So what is sociology? That's an important piece to start looking at first before you even get started on the sociology of medicine. Sociology is a scientific study of society, and it's a social science. And there's a lot of social sciences out there that fit together, and you've probably taken some of them. Political science, psychology, economics are all considered social science. They all base on research, but for sociologists, our goal is to conduct research which is applied directly to social policy and social welfare. And so tying this to medicine, you can see how easily it fits into place. Myself, I was trained as a medical sociologist, and that is in the area of looking at all these social issues that tie into medical issues. And those are very, very clear when we start looking at poverty and family issues and disability and all of the other things. But sociology includes a look at social stratification, social class, social mobility, religion, secularization, law, deviance, all of these, and they interplay together. So I'd ask you to truly look at what sociology is, what you're beginning the course to look at, to understand that sociology is based in theory and it's based in sociological research methods that drive us forward. I'm next asking you to visit the ASA site and explore and just look at the different divisions within sociology, what's out there, what exists out there, and then glance at the higher education piece here, the higher McGraw-Hill site on the glossary of terms and some things related to sociology. Then we drop into what you're reading for this week. What then is medical sociology? It's a sociological analysis of medical organizations and institutions, of the society. It looks at healthcare professionals. It looks at the social or cultural experiences and how it affects practice. It commonly interacts with sociology knowledge and the technological studies. And we definitely look at the issues of public health and, again, social stratification and how it affects someone's health and health discrepancies that are commonly related to demography and the issues of gerontology, the aging population, and how things change based where we are. It looks at the early works that form the background of medical sociology, and especially into the work of Talcott Parsons, as we'll look at the sick roll down the line. Parsons is one of the founding fathers of medical sociology, and it's interesting as we start to explore that. And there's also some significant changes that have gone on in the field as we started to look at this. Medical sociology has been part of sociology since its inception. And remember, sociology in the United States is over 120 years old. as far as an organization, and sociology rises out of the conflict periods that existed after the French Revolution and the problems in Germany and the changes of society as we start to find what's going on. And we can see that directly affecting society. Sociology was very powerful in their research, even to look at medical schools, and are part of the process that changed the medical system here in the United States, because the best medical care was in Europe and not here, and changed it dramatically as we come forward. So I'm asking you to visit some information out here, the Wikipedia site on what medical sociology is, as well as exploring the ASA site on medical sociology, and just some information for it. So as you begin this, you're going to see how we come into place and what definitions. As you understand what sociology is and you've explored these, then I would ask you to look at that chapter in deeper detail. Reading the chapter is a short chapter to begin at what you're looking at and what is coming forth. Again, if you look at the PowerPoint information here, it goes into the general areas, the approaches that come forward, and the two approaches really look at sociology and medicine and the sociology of medicine. And that's what we'll be exploring throughout this course. As you move forward, I would like you also to think about how we approach a topic, and that is through the sociological imagination. And that means that we explore the topic from as many sides as possible. We look at research, we step outside our own background, we take the personal issues and look for the public that becomes in that process. And so using the sociological imagination becomes important as you explore this. Finally, I ask you to watch 2 TED videos for this issue as we begin to start talking about some of the issues related to healthcare. The first one is Jane Chin, as she addresses the warmth and embrace that saves lives, and how the social is important to the medical issues. The second is solving social problems with a nudge, an interesting perspective of how behavioral sciences can look at those situations and solving issues as the attack on the problems, such things as preventable diabetes and blindness and all of the other things that are important as we look at society. You know, it's important to remember that it is not medicine that made people live longer. It was understanding sanitation and making life safer, and the industrialization that didn't require the large amount of children to move forward, that those were the significant major changes. Medicine adds to it, but we need to understand that sociology studies what happens in society to find out those points to go further. With that in mind, you can see where the focus of the course is going. So to begin with, you will, after reviewing all of those sites, I've asked you to go out and watching those 2 short TED Talks, it will lead you to your weekly assignments. You've read the chapter, you've looked at it, then you can add to the discussion board. Now, discussion boards happen for each module, and the first post is to be done by Wednesday, and the comments are to be made by Sunday, and you need to comment on 3. Please look at the rubric as you're looking at what discussion boards need to be put into place, and then you'll find the quiz on the chapter material for this week. In this case, it's a multiple choice quiz on this beginning information. With that, make sure you ask questions. You have my office hours, my time that I set aside strictly for online courses is on Monday afternoon, but I'm available at many other times and can Skype or FaceTime or talk by phone with you concerning any issues that arise. Also, do not forget that under the discussion boards, you have a spot to contact me as well as questions about the course. I look forward to hearing from you and look forward to that first discussion about what is the sociological perspective and how do the questions sociologists ask differ from the questions asked by psychologists or other health providers. That, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see how the course goes with the beginning start.